Antioch will spend another $500,000 to fight crime in that city. The city council just approved Mayor Hernandez-Thorpe's request for $500,000 to pay for extra police patrols by outside agencies. Let's talk more about the move by welcoming the mayor himself. Thanks for being here, Mayor Hernandez-Thorpe.
Oh, thank you for having me on this important topic.
It is important. It comes down to public safety and how people feel in your city. We'll note that Antioch had at least 15 shootings. 2 people died last month. In recent weeks, we've seen reports of sideshows taking over multiple intersections across your city. Before we get to the increase in law enforcement, what do you think is going on in Antioch?
Well, it's very simple. The former city manager, Ron Burnell, left us with this mess. He left us with an FBI investigation that indicted several police officers, state charges against several police officers, and then we had the racist text messaging scandal that implicated about 40 officers, and so we were left with a depleted police force as a result of the leadership of former city manager Ron Burnell. And so what we're doing here today is we're fixing his mess. And so the lack of police presence has created in some instances, a free-for-all for certain communities as it relates to gun violence. And so we're trying to clean up his mess, and we're working hard. And I'm delighted that the city council approved this $500,000 so we can get extra patrols from outside agencies to fix this.
You took office back in 2020, am I right?
Correct.
Okay, and the former city official you're talking about, when did he leave? Some people might say, look, Mayor, you're not new to the position. You've been there for 4 years.
He left in 2022 and 2021, at the end of 2021, and the FBI investigation started in the early months of 2022. So absolutely, it was his responsibility. For 7 years, police officers were not evaluated, just a simple task, and we could have caught all these people who shouldn't have been in the police department to begin with if people had just done their job. So yes, I've been here for 4 years, fixing everybody else's mess that they left behind. And so this is part of fixing the mess that Ron Burnell left behind.
So let's talk about the mess and how it directly impacts the people who live there. You've talked for quite a while now about police understaffing. We've also discussed the community relationship that exists between the police department and your residents. How do you think that relationship is going right now?
Well, I think residents have been very pleased with the types of officers that we've hired since I announced my police incentive program of $30,000 incentive to come to the city of Antioch. We've hired close to 40 police officers who have been reflective of our community, who are straight out of the academy, so they have a new understanding of a new ideology in terms of how policing works today. We've also instituted the community crisis response team, which allows a care team to go out there and alleviate some work from the police department, so we won't send people who are having a mental health crisis to certain calls, that the crisis team will do that. And so I think that is adding trust and accountability to both the police department and the community. But again, it takes cleaning up this mess that was left behind.
How many officers are you short when it comes to full staffing?
We're supposed to be at 115. We are close to 80 now.
Wow.
The good thing about this this overtime program that we'll be allowing other outside agencies to assist us with is that it's up to 12 months, up to $500,000. And it gives us time to bring the new recruits. We have about 12 who are at the academy. So that'll bring us to the mid 80s. And then towards the end of the year, we'll be at around 90. And the next year, we can shoot for the 115. And so this will alleviate a lot of overwork that we're currently stressing our current officers with, and so this should help a lot.
Yeah, a lot of people wondering, especially when it comes to those sideshows, where are the police here as their neighborhoods are being taken over? This $500,000, where's the money coming from? Are there programs that are being trimmed as a result?
No, we're not trimming any program. I do want to touch on the sideshows because I want to make sure This is very clear. We were doing very well with not having sideshows until the traffic team was decimated. We had a proactive sideshow detail. It was decimated as a result of the FBI investigation and the racist text messaging scandal, and all lie in the hands of Ron Burnell. In addition to that, I want to say that the money is coming from the general fund. We'll be able to pay other officers to do some of this work. It's going to target certain hotspots that we've seen for a while, like the Sycamore Corridor, 18th and Cavallo, 10th Street, and around Delta Fair by the Old Mall. So this should help a lot. It's been helping at Sycamore right now. We've had some of our officers working overtime, and it's reduced gun violence there. So we want to make sure that we not get to a point that we're not doing that anymore, not being proactive. So we have to So this $500,000 is so key to being a bridge until we get those other officers who are currently in the academy.
How long can that $500,000 last? The work you're talking about can be very expensive.
It can. It's up to, the program right now is up to 12 months, but we're not broadcasting when we're going to have these patrols. We're not letting the bad guys know that, hey, we're going to be here at this specific time. It's all done at the chief's discretion based on staffing needs and based on where they're seeing trouble. And so we're not going to broadcast when we're doing this, but it's been working so far. But we don't want to burn out our current officers as well. And so this should help a lot.
Okay. And for those who we hear from who say, I grew up in Antioch, things have changed, I can't stay. What do you say to those people who are fed up and either considering leaving or who can't make a change?
I look at data, and the crime rates in Antioch were much higher back then. When I moved to Antioch 12 years ago, we were on the 10th most dangerous. We were ranked as the 10th most dangerous city in California. We are no longer on that list. So what I'm doing as the mayor is making sure we don't get back on that list, and I need every resident to be a part of this. The police can't solve crimes without resident input and witnesses, and so it's not just on city government, it's also on the public to ensure that they're working with law enforcement so that we can put these individuals behind bars.
All right. Mayor Thorpe, it's good to talk with you. Mayor Hernandez-Thorpe, thank you for your time today.
Yes, thank you.
Of course.
Take care.
Thank you. Let's go across the bay here to San Francisco, where the